Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my another version of Sky City, but now that has turned into Snowtown. This map will be available for everyone to download, and when I clear the map, this is what happens. I will explain to you Liberty City. This interior is Liberty City, which you can find on the interiors page. When you go search for it, you will be able to find it way down here, halfway through the page. Well, almost halfway through the page. It's not even close. Liberty City outside and Liberty City inside. With my mod of Snowtown, you'll be able to access both the inside interior and the outside interior. In the original, you couldn't you could only access one interior, and the exterior or the interior, depending on where you were at the time. Like if you spawned on top of here, there is a chance you could access the interior, but you mostly would end up falling through this wall that has no collision, by the way, and you would fall down to your demise. This wall right here has collision, and then here the collision ends, and this road right here has no collision. Anything that's marked with red that you see right now from this one object has no collision, except for this right here. This square right here has collision, strangely. This has no collision, everything that I selected, except for this wall, a little bit of this wall, a little bit of that wall. This has collision, and this doesn't have collision. This entire side here doesn't have collision. So anything where CJ was playing in the original mission has collision. What he did, it doesn't have collision. This thing right here, as I said, doesn't have collision all the way up here, has collision here. Doesn't have collision here, doesn't have collision here. This building right here doesn't have collision. This is, I think, obvious, doesn't have collision. You can clearly see that they even bothered to add textures to it. This building on this side has no collision. This hospital right here has no collision. This building right here has no collision. The train tracks have no collision. And I could go on and on and on. Now with Snowtown, which is a developed version, I took this building right here and I put it around as a backdrop decoration, since it doesn't look that bad from the background, if you ask me. Most of the snow that I had here in this town I preserved the best that I could to my knowledge. Everything here you'll see has collision. This place right here also did not have collision, this side, and I added collision to it. The entire building now has collision, but when you go here and when you turn your camera, there's going to be a bug. And why show you the entire map, but I will anyway, just make sure in case you know the blueprints. So this is the entire town. You can go there, but that's also, everything has collision. You go up the road, it has collision. The lower roads have collision. You go up here, collision. Everything basically has collision. You go up here, there's a stairway where you can go down, collision. This had collision. This object right here, where with the snow road being red right here, had collision. This road here was used to make this road here, but I also wanted to add a kind of a metal feel here, so I put a road. And I also added this stairway so you can go from across to go here to check this place out and drive in this place. And then added another staircase here in case you wanted to reach this side from below. And I also added this staircase here so you can reach this side by jumping down. So if you ever are interested, there you go. Now you can now explore the city in any direction that you want. Doesn't matter which interior you go to. Another version of this will be available, a better version of course, where I'll be working more on polishing those little camera issues that I will show you right now that we have in game. Snowtown is one of the most longest developed maps I had, along with Kuroko Gulch Mines, because this was initially supposed to be Sky City. However, that had to get scrapped because it was impossible to complete Sky City. So you will see that little texture bug. Fortunately, I can do nothing about that, but maybe adding another snow texture if I ever find it. But you'll see your camera is not fucked here, but when you move back, those objects used to make the collision will become visible to you. If you're a server scripter, you can make those objects invisible, and you will not have that problem. Same thing with here. I fixed the camera, I added objects. You no longer can fall there. You'll hear that music, but that's because of the interiors right below us. This here has collision too. Usually you would fall through that usually, and same thing with here. All has collision. The snow doesn't have collision in it. It's just mainly a decor, and you'll notice all the mountains up there also have the snow. What did I do to the interior, you may ask? Well, I added this door frame. If you enter and if we go up, minor decor has been added throughout the interior. Not much, really. A new bar, a new fireplace, a fire extinguisher, that's elevator prop. I haven't really worked on this yet, but my initial plan was you have an elevator that takes you up to the outside. I'm not going to work on that yet. I'm going to do that when I fix all of the bugs that I have, and then I'm going to focus on the elevator and shit, right? So when you go here, the main issues I had to fix was this. And yeah, that's a new floor, so it replaces the entire old one. This is the issue I had. Over here, I had collision over here, and you'll totally see the collision's kind of off. CJ standing and like facing the air, and he can't go further. That's an original bug, not mine. And because I wanted to preserve the buildings of Liberty City, I left that because that's an original object. So I don't want to delete that. Right here, down here, is where I added my own objects to preserve the building again. My own objects, and your cameras won't bug here. Over here, the same thing. Your camera won't bug here. Your camera looks good here. This is the last thing I did, so I wasn't really sure if it worked. And it works, thank God. Okay, so you can't really get out from this area, I think, unless you somehow manage to jump on this building roof, which I completely didn't think about. I think I spawned the bike somewhere, but wherever they spawned it doesn't sound good, so let's try. Seriously, wherever the hell I spawned this car. Let's just reset the testing, shall we, and make it easier for ourselves instead of spawning vehicles over and over again until I find the proper vehicle to. So yeah, this map will be available for download. It's basically Snowtown. It's not Liberty City anymore. You can load it in SAMP everywhere. So here's where you can have a few camera bugs. When you go here, when you turn your camera, nothing should be the problem until you get to this window where you'll totally see how I did the no collision. I used that big object 8661 textureless on one side. I spoke about it in many of my videos. Over here, the same thing. Over here, you'll experience the same thing, but this is an easy fix, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it whenever. Right here, you'll not have a bug until you get to this door, which you will have a bug at. You'll see CJ's kind of entering it. Over here, you'll have no bugs because that's an object spawned over the textureless buildings. The entire snow road I preserved, and you'll see the objects down there kind of reappearing, but when you get down there, those objects will disappear. There's snow here where you can just, it's just added for decor, really. This building here is a custom building to replace the textureless ones, and also it was built into the mountains. What else do I have to say? Oh yeah, the hospital from Liberty City, I moved it here, but I left the old one as well. And when you go here, you'll totally see there's a sign that doesn't have collision, so I put this little wall behind it that looks like it's being held there. I put these columns here, and I put another column within those columns because these columns didn't have collision. We're just experimenting, honestly, what I could do with this place. This building has been made solid, so when you now go against it and you try to face your camera, you'll maybe encounter a wear bug here and there, but you shouldn't. The entire road has been made solid, so if you remove any object that threatens it, you will get what you deserve. And yeah, everything here is solid. When you get to this part, you'll notice this little object here. That's my fuck up, so I'm gonna fix that before I release the map. But you'll totally see that there's no camera bug until you always get to oh no, wait a minute, that's flat, never mind, until you get to these areas that are not flat. And when you go and turn your camera, then you'll see, oh, okay, you know, there's an object there. That's because that's what I did for most of these walls, to preserve them and to save them, right? And where the hell did I park my bike? Oh yeah, right here. So this will have a camera bug. This will have a camera bug. This right here will have a camera bug because the doors again are pushed in, so CJ can view that, right? As you can see, camera bug, camera bug, camera bug. But minor bugs like these shouldn't really bother you. I mean, everybody can even fix them themselves if they want to, but they don't bother me really. Over this place right here also has camera bug, but this can easily also be fixed, but I don't want to fix it because of this door for now, as you can see. So I need to think what I'm going to do with this building. I'm still thinking, contemplating what I'm going to do with this building. So I'm just releasing a version where the entire city is solid and you can finally go through the town. Well, yeah, not the city, the town is solid, and you can go through the town and fuck around, and basically attaches both interiors and exteriors together. So yeah, Snowtown. And Snowtown is going to have Christmas decor when Christmas time comes. I'm going to take a loop around the town first so you can see how it appears when you're driving. It's not that big of a long round city. It's really short, honestly. As you can see, I'm already back where I started. So the map is not that big, but it's, you know, it's a trip. When you enter here is where I encountered a lot of bugs as well. This wall had to be made solid, and there's no camera bug here because I fixed that. When you go here, there are these two objects that I had to place because there was no texture here, no wall, no collision, so these walls had to get added. I've added these doors as a custom experiment of, hey, how am I going to make a custom building up here in this Snowtown? So I added these doors and added these platforms. And when you go up here, you'll see that metal object, and you'll see those buildings, the objects behind them that are making the collision. So you'll know it has collision if your camera does that. There's snow on this side, as you can see, the texture, but on this side there is no texture. So I just put that object that I usually use there to make sure I can see where the wall is and not hit it with a motorbike blindly every time I did. If you go here, your camera shouldn't fuck up, but you'll notice these bugs, and that's not me. Again, that's the original people that made Liberty City as a backdrop. This entire section did not have collision. It now has collision, the entire area. So if you walk along the wall, I'm show you right now, it has no camera bug, so you know it's good for you. You can have fun in here. The snow was, as I said, the snow had collision strangely in Liberty City, so in the back alley. So I don't know why they did that, but hey, benefits us, right? Yeah. So there you go. You have the entire place collisioned. You go up here, this leads you to the interior. It's a shortcut. So you have two ways to get to your interior: up there, from up there with the staircase, and over here with the staircase. And there you go. That's the entire Snow City pretty much. So I don't really have to go further than that. If you wish to see more, just look at the city yourself in the map editor. Here are the background decorations. If you look from below, you'll see what I was aiming for, why the snow is on top of every building, why every mountain right here that I spawn has snow. Because again, it's not really a snow city, but I keep calling it Snow City. It's Snowtown because it's a small town. It's in no way a city, although it's cool that it's in the sky. So this is the Liberty City interior. No original objects were removed. The mountains are over most of the original objects, and the textureless side of the city that I could not preserve, that I could not save, are located here. There is a mod for Liberty City if you want, but it modifies your game files, not your so it doesn't modify the game files for everybody. You can download that, and you can drive through a solid Liberty City, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to fix what was solid and what wasn't solid, so I didn't download the mod. Instead, I just decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna build a little snow town here and use it for Christmas occasions or in snowy occasions, a racetrack even. So, hope you enjoy it and have a good day. Peace.